How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now firstly, I'd like to apologize for not uploading the last week or so. I think it's been I've just been really ill, but we are feeling better now and I'm able to record videos again. So because it is Sunday, I think today would be a good day to do a breakdown of the trades I've taken over the last week or so. Now, with being ill, obviously I wasn't able to trade as much because I was just dying basically, but I did still take some trades. So I'm just going to show you here how I traded them, how I took them, and just basically give you a rundown of each trade that I took. So if you guys want to know how I trade and the trades that I take in the group as to how I take them, there'll be a link to my Telegram in the description. Feel free to check that out if you'd like to. But without further ado, let's get over onto the charts. All right, so as you can see, we are at the charts now. Now, this is the first trade that we took the week before. Actually, this was actually on the Wednesday. I think we took it last week. And this was a GU buy, as you can see here. Now, this actually was in the live trading video, I think, that I most recently uploaded. And yeah, it was this buy that we caught here. Now, we did close here for 3% because we're risking 2% on the position, and it went to a 1 to 1.5 or a 1 to 2, something like that. So we did still make 3%, but it's like this because price did actually go fully to the TP before reversing, but we didn't hold it to there. We closed here after we failed to break this high. But in terms of the buy, it was a very simple buy in the sense that we have this high here. This is an important high for reasons I can't explain on YouTube, but you could probably find it somewhere. But once this high got broken, along with this high as well, it was just a very good setup for us to get into. As you can see, G pushed up, came into our area. We got our entry in here, and then it did take a while for it to do anything before going up, but eventually we did get there. And yeah, it was just a very clean trade, very good trade, putting us up 3% so far, which I'm very happy about, obviously. So yeah, nothing too major about that. And I think that was the only trade for the week. We were looking at some potential sales in this area, but I didn't really see anything that I liked the look of. And then this is the next setup we took. So this is Tuesday of this week, I believe. And again, I was very ill, but I woke up around, what was it, like 12:30? That's how ill I was. Normally I wake up early, or earlier, but yeah, I was just dying this whole week. So this trade here, I woke up, it looked like a good sell. Now, the reason why I wanted to sell here was if we looked at what G was doing over, the last sort of, since the start of March, basically, it had literally just been, in one big downtrend. So to consider longing it wasn't really something that I wanted to do. And we had this nice drop here that I was interested in potentially, obviously, getting into. Unfortunately, as you can see, it did stop us out for 1%, so that puts us at 2% so far for this week of trading, or the week and a bit of trading. And yeah, I mean, the reason we took this was we were trending downwards. There was a low over here that was broken. This low again was important for certain reasons, but in terms of getting an entry, that is the hardest thing with this sort of thing, sort of price action, where, as you can see, price sort of drops and then fills and then drops and then fills and then drops and then fills and then drops and then fills. So if you're trading like fair value gaps or imbalances, it's kind of difficult unless you use them a certain way. There's not really any cleanish order blocks. I guess you could say this was the order block here, or this might have been a higher time frame order block, to be fair. But I don't use order blocks. For me, it was just to do with this area here, something I use for consolidation and stuff, but I'm not going to get into it on here. But we entered, as you can see here, price did drop. I was looking for a break at this low, to continue further downwards. We didn't get that. Now, I probably could and should have closed here when we failed to break the low, but I was confident, and unfortunately it didn't play out and stopped us out, which is no problem, is what it is. Then next up, this setup here was the setup that we missed on Thursday. Now this was a missed setup, so I didn't actually end up ever getting in this, but I thought I'd still show you in these breakdowns basically every trade that I'm looking at, every setup, because I think that's probably the best way of doing it. So you can see that I do miss setups, I do win setups, and I do lose setups basically. All right, so why are we looking to short in this area? Well, very simply put, low area, or the low of this push up that was failed to be broken by this high, got broken. Very simple structure. Some people might look at this as structure. It's not really to me, because yes, it did break, but it didn't really break, so I'm not really gonna count that as a break of this structure. Some people might call it that, but I personally wouldn't. And so, because, as I said, this high, in my opinion, failed to break this high and then broke this low, that's a good sign that we're starting to sell. Now, in terms of my entry, why did it miss? Why did I enter there? Well, there are a few things. So first of all, I was looking to potentially do this sort of break and retest and enter here. Now, the reason why I didn't is, if you actually look, when price broke down, if I zoom right in, it did in fact actually pull up and tap back into this area with the wick there. So for me, that area had been, you know, tested and done, so I didn't do that. And so I was entering just sort of in and around this area here, like that. So from there, so that's where I was looking for my entry here. Unfortunately, price didn't come back to this area, which is fine. What actually did happen was I had an alert set in this area here, and when price wicked in up here, the alert went off, and obviously it was very close to my entry. I could have gone FOMO and gone, you know, let me enter anyway, even though it's not my entry area, because I don't want it to sell like it did and missed the whole move. But I didn't. I stuck to my plan and I didn't enter this, so I did end up missing it, which is fine. You live and you learn. But overall, for the week, or a week and a bit, that puts us up 2%. We had 3% here, -1 and a miss. So 2% for the second or third week of March, which is not too bad. Can't complain about that. I think we're up 5% for the month, so good month so far. And yeah, that is basically the trades that we've taken so far. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you all for the support. We may have hit 900 subscribers by the time I upload this, or around the time I've uploaded this. So if we have, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. But I will be back to uploading again now, guys. I can finally talk again. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next video next week. Have a good trading week.